Hey guys, Louie here. I am just sitting in my office admiring this rainy, unusual rainy California day, and just wanted to take a moment to post about my thoughts about the world currently and the precious metals market. One of the reasons I'm posting is that noticed the news from Venezuela that they are now eliminating $100 bills in Venezuela. As you know, that socialist country is falling apart, partly as a result of socialism and corruption. Those two often go hand in hand, as well as inflation and fiat currency. So, as they did in India, they are eliminating higher denomination bills and forcing common folks to get rid of their stashes of $100 bills. But surprise, when you get to the bank to turn them in, they don't have anything to turn them in for. And this is one of the ways that they flush the cash out of the system. And it's also aimed at mafia cash hoarding. But this is the kind of thing that has happened in India, it's happened in Venezuela, as they push people into currency that they can manipulate and control and devalue. In the United States, it might look a little different. We may be pushing ourselves towards a digital currency, which can be tracked, monitored, taxed, devalued, inflated at the whim of the government. But you can bet they're coming for you. One of the things that I have resolved to do is well, just to back up a step, of course, I have a diversified holdings to make sure I'm not left holding the bag in any one particular area. And that includes bullion and semi numies and gold and silver, numismatics, as well as other hard assets, at least up to and including 10% of total net worth. But one of the things that I've always thought would be worthwhile is, in addition to having gold and silver and beans and rice, tools, etc., to have cash. And a nice big wad of $100 bills could come in very handy, depending on how the economy, what's going on in the world. But as of late, I have come to realize that one of the things that they are going to do will be to flush all the $100 bills out of the system and back into the bank's hands. So I'm trading out $100 bills for $20 bills. And I suggest you consider that as well, because I imagine the 20 will be around forever. And the 100, though, I think they're coming for it because, you can transact business in a cash society and the government can't keep track of you. You can trade $100 bills for bullion, you can trade it for food, you can trade it for vehicles, and that anything that's off the radar is something they can't tax and they can't regulate and they can't manipulate and they can't take advantage of. So that's a little eye opener for me as I see $100 bills being searched and destroyed around the world. In regard to the price of bullion, I continue to average into the market. It's the long term holding that I am interested in. And I do feel awful when I buy 100 ounces at $18, and then a month later it's $16. So congratulations to everybody who was able to take advantage of that dip by waiting, but don't wait too long. I know people are predicting a bear market, and as they did this time last year, silver was going to go to $7 and $500 gold and whatnot. But we as Americans have a tremendous opportunity to bring some of these hard assets into our lives at very, very reasonable levels. So I believe in the dollar averaging in, and you'll see me do that. I continue to buy when it's high, when it's low, and I do favor the semi numismatics. Like the $20 kooks I just bought that have a 500,000 mintage for a really popular world coin. I don't think you'll regret that, even if silver goes to 10, which I don't think it will. In regard to Venezuela, Gosh, how sad is it that people are giving their children to the government to raise because they can't feed them? And I just saw a news story about them vandalizing power plants and so forth for the copper. And wouldn't that be something if a few hundred ounces of copper would make the difference between you keeping your children and losing your children? What an eye opener that is. So, we all like to think that we can time the market and we're all great at trading. And I got to tell you, timing the market and trading the market, whether it be stocks or precious metals, is gambling. And gambling is more of a disease than it is an opportunity. And be careful when you think that you can be smarter than everybody else, because sooner or later you're not. So my motto is, I'm not that smart, so I just keep buying. And I'm glad to have what I have. And certainly, if something goes haywire in this country, I'm not going to be sorry I paid $18, for some bullion. So you guys keep on stacking, keep the faith. We do this for insurance, not because we're great at timing the markets and we're great at trading and we're going to be the next Warren Buffett. Maybe some of you are and some of you will, but me, I'm not that smart. I'm just buying. All right. Happy holidays, guys.